Hello and welcome to another Glenn Maney Talks Chelsea. And this afternoon it was West Ham United 3, Chelsea 2. And I've thought long and hard before doing this because I've heard people saying how well West Ham played, how well West Ham did this, how well West Ham did that. They did okay, but any team that has 27% possession in the first half of a game at home and as 46% I think it was in the second half at home, is that playing well? Is that the West Ham way? Well, if it is, I and I've got mates who are West Ham and I love them to bits and but no, we lost today and I've seen it coming for a little while. I said before the game, any side missing, well, I said Jorginho, Kante and Kovacic is going to struggle. Particularly as we know with Billy Gilmore and Conor Gallagher out on loan. But we looked, right at the start there, I thought we looked a little bit complacent. Thiago Silva lost it twice in the first 5 minutes. Really bad pass, and then he just, it was a header downwards, but straight to them. I just thought that was very uncharacteristic from Thiago Silva, and we didn't look at it at the start, and then we took control. We took complete control after that first sort of 10 minutes. The next 35 minutes was us. Another Jorginho mistake, and I'm not putting it at his door, but it's been a couple lately where he's played balls back. Mendy, who had a stinker today, and that's the first time I've been able to say that since he was at the club. I'm not even looking at social media. There'll be people that want Mendy sold tomorrow morning. There'll be people that are saying, I told you we should have bought, was it Donnarumma or whatever his name is? Get Peter Shilton out of retirement, stick him in, go. It'll be a nightmare on social media. All the cabbages will be having a field day. But today, one of the reasons we lost was because Mendy had an absolute stinker. Should have cleared that first one first time. It's been coming, and perhaps he's learnt from it. Where he gave the penalty away with Bowen, I think he's actually tried going round him, and then when Bowen got sort of ball side of him, he's caught him. No arguments there. I hope he's learnt from it. And that last goal, well, getting beat on his near post, and I can see what he was doing, but a goalkeeper of Mendy's quality, that was a really, really bad day at the office. A really bad day at the office. But Peter Cech had him. Some people won't even remember Peter Cech on these forums. Peter Cech had bad days. Peter Bonetti had bad days. But you know what? They were so few and far between. Probably one or two a season, and the rest of the season they would save you 30, 40 goals. And I put Mendy in that category. Bad day at the office. So, yeah, I'm not so sure. West Ham did all right. They stuck at the job. I think we gave them the will to keep going. We should really have won that game out of sight in the first half, but through complacency, through bad decision making on the last ball, and through not being positive enough, we managed to lose that game. I'll tell you what, we were 2 minutes into injury time, and the ball went out to Callum Hudson-Odoi, who had a shot on goal from an angle, and a crowded penalty area. If he'd whacked that as hard as he could, that could have gone anywhere, hopefully in, but anywhere. And what did he do? He passed it backwards. 2 minutes into injury time with 4 minutes, a shot on goal, and he's passed it backwards. Luckily, I've still got a television, because I was so tempted to pick it up and throw it out that window. So I'll go through the team. It's going to be very, very short today, because I'll be honest, I'm fuming. I don't think West Ham were brilliant. I thought we were a bit below par in some areas, but I still think the lack of positivity, the lack of offensive thinking has cost us today. I really do. Let me know your thoughts, because you might think I'm talking rubbish, but that's what I think. So I'm going to go through the players. Mendy was in goal. Mendy gets a 4 from me today. I think he had an absolute stinker. Right back was Reece James. Did okay. Not his greatest game. His final ball wasn't always the best. That said, he put a couple of excellent balls in that no one was on the end of. Some of the balls he put in, virtually straight out. Reece James gets a 6 from me for today. Christensen, again, did okay. You could tell he hadn't played for a while. Up against Antonio, he got out-muscled a couple of times. Generally positive going forward, though. Christensen gets a 7. Thiago Silva, I should give him a 9 just for that clearance behind the goal. You know, he when it come behind Mendy, that clearance was excellent, and of course he scored the first goal. That is tempered with some uncharacteristic moments where he either gave the ball away or selected the wrong pass. So because of his super high standards, he's only going to get a 6.5 from me today, because he can do so much better. Rudiger gets a 7. Did a good job generally, didn't get out-muscled. Had a hard job with Bowen, who was on fire and running at him, because very often in the first half, Marco Alonso wasn't even in a defensive area to do his work. And in the second half, when Alonso was replaced by Callum Hudson-Odoi, came back twice and got muscled off the ball twice, and Rudiger had to clear up behind him, once giving away a foul and once clearing. Marco Alonso gets a 5. I have never known a wing-back get into such good positions and then decide to play it back again. Maybe it's Tommy Tuchel's fault. Maybe he said, you know what, Marcus, if you get into a really good position where you can cross the ball for our attackers to hopefully get on the end of, make sure you pass it back, will you? Maybe Tommy said that, in which case, Marcus, I apologise. But if he didn't say that, I do not know why you get in some great areas and decide to pass it backwards. I just don't know. And you weren't doing it at the start of the season. You were making runs at people. You're not the fastest, we appreciate that, but you're a good crosser of a ball. Why don't you do it today? Jorginho gets a 6 from me. Gave away a couple of horrible balls today. First one obviously resulted in a goal. Second one he got away with. Out-muscled a lot of the time. They are a physical side, I know that. We did look better with Jorginho in the side, I'll give him that. And I'll give him the fact that he tried to play the ball forward a fair bit more than he normally would, particularly in the second half. But didn't look convincing. Ruben Loftus-Cheek gets a 7, much better than he was against Watford. Playing in the same position, so I suppose it shows how good Jorginho is, even on a not so great day, and how poor Saul Niguez is. I thought he was one of the brighter lights today for us. Always positive, always going forward, good physical strength, positive. If I got a criticism of him, there's a couple of times he could have had a shot and he decided against it. But one of the better ones. In front we had Mason Mount, who's my man of the match, who I'm going to give a 9. He scored a goal. He was always a threat, but you know what I liked? 89th minute, in the middle of our half, he's just run 50 yards to make a tackle. Proper footballer. I thought he was superb today. I really did. Ziyech wasn't the worst player on the pitch. Wasn't the best. Did some good things. Did some not so good things. Some of his dead balls were excellent. Some of them were dire. I thought after the first 20 minutes, I couldn't see him getting past the first man with a dead ball all game. You always give up stuff defensively when you play Ziyech, because I think he's scared of the halfway line. Up front, Kai Havertz, shame he got injured. I thought he looked quite lively. He was causing them a few problems. Perhaps should have scored, but he was quite lively. Shame, as I say, he got injured. Hope it's not too bad. So second half, we brought Lukaku on. I don't remember Lukaku. He held the ball up okay. A couple of headers he flicked on. Looks to me like he's carrying a bit of weight again. I'll be honest. He's been out a while injured. Looks like he's carrying a bit of weight like he was at United. And I hope that comes. Hope he stays at the kebab shop, and after a few games under his belt, he gets back to being the sharp Inter Milan Lukaku. Yeah. So I'm going to take the positives out of that. We went to West Ham, and really, for a lot of that game, certainly 60-65 minutes, we played them off the pitch. They were chasing shadows. Downside is, defensively, we were very poor. Defensively, from a midfield point of view, apart from Mason Mount, we were very poor. And the goalkeeper had a nightmare. So when that perfect storm happens, you lose 3-2 to West Ham. That's all I'm going to say, folks. I can't even say any more today. I'm absolutely gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. I could see it coming because our performances have been below par, and Mendy saved us a few times, let's face it. But I could see a perfect storm one day when he didn't, and we're missing defensive midfielders like Kante, like Kovacic. And you can't expect Jorginho to do everything himself. He's a cracking player. He's a world-class player at certain things. But when you come up against real physicality, and I say Ruben had a good game today, but a lot of the stuff I remember Ruben doing was going forwards, and he's not, I don't think, a defensive midfielder. So there we go. We got beat. It's not the end of the world. I'm sure the Cabbages are having a field day. I'm not even going to look. All I'm going to say is, let's hope we start getting a few of these players back, and let's hope we start playing the way we all know that we can. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you like these vlogs, and press the notification button so you know when there's a new one. And I'll speak to you soon. Up to Chelsea.